Cozy Cloud Stories.
Parvio the peacock who thought he was the best. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest nestled between snow-capped mountains and sparkling lakes, there lived a magnificent white peacock named Parvio. He was unlike any other bird in the forest. His feathers shimmered like pearls in the morning light and sparkled like diamonds under the stars. The other birds admired his beauty, and many would pause just to watch him strut by. Parvio knew he was special. Every morning, he would admire himself in the reflection of the lake, fanning out his grand tail and twirling proudly. "No one in this forest is as beautiful as me," he would often say. "Look at the crows, so black and plain. The sparrows are tiny and dull. Even the parrots with their colors can't match the elegance of pure white." The other birds didn't mind his pride at first. After all, Parvio was beautiful. But slowly, his pride grew into arrogance. He began to mock others, making the forest a little less joyful each day. One sunny afternoon, Parvio was perched on a branch above a group of birds gathered for a forest song festival. He fluffed his feathers and cleared his throat. "Why do you all even try?" he scoffed. "Your chirps and caws sound like broken instruments. If only you could sing like me, or better yet, if you looked like me, maybe someone would care." The little finch who had been practicing all week for her solo looked down embarrassed. The nightingale flew away quietly, and the blue jay just shook his head, but no one said anything. It wasn't worth arguing with Parvio. Then one day the wise old owl Orla called a meeting. "All of you," she said gently, "must prepare for the Festival of Feathers next week. It's the grandest celebration in the forest, where birds from every corner come to share their beauty and stories." Everyone buzzed with excitement, everyone except Parvio, who gave a smug grin. "I shall, of course, be the star," he said confidently. "No need to prepare. I was born ready." The week flew by as birds practiced dances, polished feathers, and rehearsed songs. Even the shyest birds participated. They helped each other, laughed together, and created colorful costumes from leaves and flowers. But Parvio did none of that. He spent the entire week admiring himself by the lake and reminding everyone how glorious he was. Finally, the day of the Festival of Feathers arrived. The forest was alive with color and song. Birds from far and wide flew in with dazzling feathers of gold, blue, green, and crimson. They sang lullabies and shared tales from distant lands. Parvio strutted onto the stage with his tail fanned out like a shimmering halo. The audience gasped. "Oh, how beautiful!" they whispered. With confidence, Parvio began his performance. But something odd happened. His voice, though loud, lacked feeling. His dance, though elegant, felt empty. There was no joy, no laughter, no warmth. The audience clapped politely, but when a hummingbird began a dance with twirling petals and joyful leaps, the forest echoed with cheers. A crow and a nightingale sang a duet so beautiful that it brought tears to many eyes. The finch sang her solo with such heart that even the coldest winds paused to listen. Parvio stood to the side, stunned. Why were they cheering for the others? He wondered. "I'm the most beautiful bird here." Later that evening, as the stars blinked above, Orla flew to Parvio. "Did you enjoy the festival?" she asked. "I suppose," he said quietly, "but I don't understand. I am the most beautiful bird, yet they loved the others more." Orla smiled kindly. "Parvio, your beauty is undeniable, but beauty alone does not make one special. The birds you saw today shared their joy, their stories, their kindness. They prepared, practiced, and helped each other. That kind of beauty shines brighter than feathers ever can. Parvio looked down at his reflection in a puddle. For the first time, he noticed how lonely it looked. The lake never clapped for him. It never sang back. It just stared quietly, reflecting what was outside, not what was inside. The next morning, Parvio didn't go to the lake. Instead, he flew over to the finch, who was humming happily. "Your song was lovely," he said a bit awkwardly. The finch looked up in surprise. "Thank you, Parvio. And would you teach me to sing like that?" he asked. The finch beamed. "Of course." Later, he visited the nightingale and asked how she wrote her duet. He helped the sparrows gather twigs for their next nest-building contest, and even asked the crow if he could join their next performance. Little by little, Parvio changed. He still admired his feathers now and then, but he spent more time with others, singing, dancing, laughing, and learning. He discovered he was quite good at storytelling and even made the grumpy hawk chuckle once with a tale about a turtle who wanted to fly. The forest began to see a new Parvio, not just the peacock with beautiful feathers, but the peacock with a big heart. Months later, the next festival of feathers arrived. This time, Parvio stepped onto the stage with a group of birds. He wore a simple costume made from wildflowers and vines. He sang a song about friendship, change, and finding beauty in others. The forest erupted in cheers, not because of his feathers, but because of his heart. That night, as he sat by the lake, he looked at his reflection again. It still shimmered, but now it smiled differently. And for the first time, the reflection didn't seem lonely at all. If you enjoy this beautiful tale of birds, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel.